Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel, Stampin' with No. It's been a couple videos since I've actually introduced myself. My name is Teresa and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. This video is a little bit different in that it's not about card making. It's going to be about making a folio, a super easy folio. I guarantee it's going to be easy. And I'm going to use one of the online exclusives that Stampin' Up! Released this month in March. I'm super excited about it. And some of you may not be excited about it because it's sports related. I'm going to bring it on over here for you guys to look at it. It is called Match Day, and it is soccer. Now, if you're from European football, that'd be great. My family, we are soccer players. And so this really called for me to order it. It was part of my pre-order. I ended up getting the suite, which I'm super excited about Stampin' Up! Actually making this a suite item instead of just the bundle. So I've got some grandkids that play soccer, and this is what motivated me to go ahead and do a folio with the soccer theme. But this folio, guarantee you can apply any theme to it and it will come out just as gorgeous. So this is the stamp and die set. And then part of the suite, you get these stars, and it's black and white. And I've not done it, but I understand you can get your alcohol blends and color the stars. I do believe it's on foam, so there is like a dimensional. So it really gives some texture to it. And then the 12 by 12 DSP, I love the colors because it can pertain to any team color that you can incorporate. And as you guys know, if you're soccer players, every year you just really truly never know what color they're going to be introducing. So I thought these color tones were perfect for it. So I only have 2 pages left. I've got, this is the second, you get cut aparts, and I've already used up the one sheet. So this is all that's left. And I intentionally left these. I could have used them up easily, but I decided not to because I want to make some cards out of them. I'm not quite sure who they're going to go to, but I just thought they would be real pretty cards. So this folio only needs 2 12 by 12 to make the folio. So let me go ahead and bring this over. Let me just lay this here. I do want to discuss some other ones. Now, when I do scrapbook layouts, I don't stick to just one stamp set. Anybody out there that can do that, kudos to you. I am not made of that. I have to pull out all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to show you quickly what I've used in this folio. So this is another online exclusive. I think it's still unavailable. I didn't even look, but this went out quickly. That's kind of a benefit of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You get to pre-order, so you don't experience that, oh man, I can't believe I couldn't get it. So, but anyways, so this is one of them. It's the camera with the die, which I absolutely love. And then some old ones here. I pulled out the Let's Wander. There's a set of cleats there. I thought was perfect for it. And then I love the sayings. This was made for a scrapbook layout kit. And I keep the scrapbook layout stamp sets handy because you just never know when you're going to need them. So these are the ones that I did incorporate into the folio. So here is the folio. Again, it is a 12 by 12 piece of DSP. You can easily use two-tone 12 by 12, or I guess actually regular cardstock, but only 12 by 12s. And open it up, and this is magnetized for right there. So there's a magnet here and a magnet here, or here, here up top. So let me just quickly go through it, and then we're going to dive into it. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is probably going to be a 2-part video because the beginning, I'm going to spend a lot of time in assembling the actual cover, if you will, before we start getting into the decorating of each of the pages. And so I just felt that that would be better instead of, if you guys decide to do this, you have to sit through an entire long video, that I could probably break it up and it would be a little bit easier for you guys to follow. All right, so hopefully that helps you. So this is page 1. Now, you can easily slip in a photo here. I've got this popped up. I have this to where they can slip in a photo. You flip it over, and we've got some stamping. Here's another place to put some photos. And this is one of the cut-aparts that I wasn't sure what color to use, so keeping with the color theme. Now, I introduced the Daffodil Delight as part of 3 colors to use, and I used my alcohol blends to just outline that. But you could easily, if you know what color the team is, you could easily color that shirt. And then if you don't want the cut-apart, it's definitely another place to put more photos. So here's another one where you can put your photo. I've got a pocket here I created with some of the cut-aparts. You can easily turn this into a journal. I left it blank because I really wasn't quite sure what I was going to be doing with this one. And then you flip it over, and again, you've got this slit where you can easily slide in a photo. We've got some flip flaps to add more photo or journaling, whichever, whatever it is that you need. Flip that up. And then turn it over. Another place for photo or journaling. Here's another flip flap. Opens up like so. And then here you can easily do some journaling, or you can put some more photos, whichever you're in need of. Thought this was a little unique in how this one was laid out. You can put a photo here, here, and here, and then when you flip it over, I just have some decorations. And then, of course, this is decorated. I do want to talk about who I cased this from. I'll do that here in just a second. And then flip it over, and you can slip in a 4x6 easily. I've got this put up in using dimensionals. And then something that my husband and I always do anytime we create anything, I know it's really me, but my husband signs it too, right? And I always put in some sort of inspirational message of something. So this is going to one of the 3 kids. I don't know who yet. Each one has a little bit different saying, because I just like to keep it different for them. I don't like to necessarily do the same inspirational quote, because I like for it to pertain to them as an individual. And then you close it up, and then turning it over, I ended up putting another piece of DSP just for stability. And that's where I had mentioned about using maybe a 2-tone. You could use the outside using a 2-tone or just the regular 12x12 cardstock just to have some more stability. But I think this is going to work out just fine. Okay, now this was cased by a non-Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I don't know her name, nor do I remember her channel. I think I have this bookmarked. I feel like I do. So at the time that this video is released, I will have some verbiage as to who this individual is. Quite honestly, this was back in January, I think, is when I found this folio. Maybe it was February when I found this, and I bookmarked it because I thought it was great, but didn't know what I was going to use it for. So I will be sure to give her credit. I think most of the things I did follow on her recommendations. I just changed up just some things just to suit my needs. But she does offer some really good tips that I've adopted and that I hope to go ahead and pass on to you. All right, so we're going to get started. And I'm going to go ahead and put this aside because I know I'm going to be flipping back and forth to it. So let's get started with your DSP. So you want to pick 2 DSPs and go ahead and cut them down to 6x12. And you want to, and I'll go over the scores for each of the pages, okay? But this is the part where you need to take some time. The way that this folds, which is the staggering, I don't know how else to describe it, the staggering, you're going to see each of the DSPs that you selected. Now, because I did 2 other ones, I was able to mix and match my DSP instead of just having actually 4 designs, the front and back of 2 sheets. So mine's going to look a little bit different when you guys start to put yours together. But you want to stagger them so that you can see what it's going to look like. I'm missing a page here. What it's going to look like when it's finished like this. I think you guys understand what I mean. And then you want to also flip it so that you can see the other side, because as you're flipping it through, you're going to be seeing the other side. And you want to make sure that up is up, down is down when you're actually cutting your DSP, okay? So hopefully that will make sense. Now, I already have this in the order of how I want it to lay out. And let's just do the first one so that you guys can understand when I talk about take the time up front to lay out how you want page 1, page 2, page 3, and so on, okay? So this first one, which is going to be your top and back, is going to be like this, okay? So that's your top, and then that's your back. You want to score at 7 3/4, okay? Now, I have this on top, and I'm scoring, so I have a valley, right? And I want to go ahead and fold my valley. So now that's my front, just like this. My front, same color, right? And then when you flip it over, it's like so. All right, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so sheet number 1 scored at 7 3/4. Sheet number 2, you want to score at 7 1/4. Again, facing up, all right, because we're going to fold down. Let me go ahead and, I was going to fold and burnish, but I'm going to wait because I want to do the corner round. Okay, now sheet 2. Sheet 3 is scored at 6 3/4, which is somewhere right in there, 6 3/4. And then the fourth one is scored at 6 1/4, which is right there, okay? Now, before I actually fold and burnish each of these, I want to go ahead and use my corner round. Now, you don't have to, but I elected to go ahead and do that. Considering who it's going to, I've got the kids that are going to be a little bit rough with it, so I thought maybe the, oh, I got the wrong corner punch. Just a second here. That the corners would get bent from them just, you know, flipping it over and whatnot. So here's my corner round. I think I'm just going to go ahead and, I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and use the quarter, I think. I don't know that I can get all pages, so let me go ahead and do 2 pages at a time. And again, you know, this is optional. You don't have to do it. All right. So I think the crafter that did this originally, I think she did Valentine's. But I don't know. You know, I watch so many videos at night. That's kind of like my downtime, and I just flip through, and a lot of times I don't even save them. It's just something just to shut my mind down, and later on I'll think about it, and I was like, why didn't I save that? All right, so I think we're done with that. I'm going to move that off to the side just in case. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold this. I don't think we need these. Now, the measurements, I'm going to go ahead and list them on my blog. However, I'm not going to list every little thing that I've put together on this folio. You just have to refer back to the video. Okay, so you can see how I'm layering it. I think this is making sense. All right. Just make sure everything's lined up right. Just tuck that in. And I didn't count how many photos. It was quite a bit. So you could definitely, if you are in need of more photos, you certainly could add more to it. Okay, so here we go. Just like this, where it's staggered. I like the look. And then when I flip it over to the other side, well, you can't see it necessarily. It lays out really, really nice. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this together. So we want to keep wherever the crease is, we want to make sure all of them are right at that crease. And I'm going to bring over some things to help me. We're going to need a ruler. We're going to need a white gel pen. These are awesome. I am not a quilter nor a sewer, but these are quilts. These are used for quilting, and my goodness, they are super strong, and they will come in handy. All right, so what we're going to work on is we're going to bound this folio, just like I've got bounded here, somewhere here, with the ribbon. I'm just going to go ahead and use the same ribbon, okay? So that's what we're going to work on. So to get there, we need to put holes in the folio. So my recommendation is find where the crease is, where all the scoring took place, okay? Get that nice and even. And use one clip to hold the top. And then without moving it around, go ahead and clip the bottom. These clips are not going anywhere, nor will your paper once you close it, okay? So we're looking good here. So now what we want to do, let me move that over just a little bit. Oh, see, I got it out of whack. Just a second, hold one, please. There we go. Okay, so now what we want to do, right here's the crease. I know you can't tell because of the color, but trust me, it's right there. You can feel it. I want to mark where I'm going to punch the hole. And so I know that this is 6 inches. So I'm going to get my ruler. Right there is my center, or not my center, but where the fold is. So I'm going to, and I know that it's going to be 3 inches from center to right, 3 inches from center to left, okay? All right, you guys with me so far? All right, so I'm just going to, I'm using a white gel pen because I'm doing this on black. I need something to see. To go ahead and put a tick mark in the middle. I'm doing a bigger dot. I think you guys can see it. Now it's the center. Now I want to make 3 holes. So I want to go in from the right. I want to go in 1 inch. So here at that 2-inch mark on my ruler, I'm going to put another dot. And then on my left, I want to do the same thing. I want to come in 1 inch. So I'm at that 2-inch mark. Okay. This ruler is awesome for doing things like this, but I found that like this side, it came like this. I have trouble viewing it, so I just put a piece of black paper, and I can see it now, and I use it quite a bit now that I did that. I wish they would make it like that, but they don't, for my poor eyes. So I think we're done with our gel pen, so I'm going to put that away. All right, so you guys can see where the dots are, right? So now I'm going to bring in my big mega crocodile. Oh my gosh, I've had this sucker for years. If you guys are not familiar with it, it does all kinds of things. One of them is it punches holes, but it punches holes right here. I think you guys can see you can see it coming down, right? But what's great is I've got all this real estate, and I can adjust how far in that I want to go. So it's been great. Now you're not going to see me punch the hole because it's going to be like this, but what I plan on doing is lining up where my dots are right here, and I'm going to use the small punch and just punch that down. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. And let's see. It's a little hard to tell. You guys can't see it, but I'm truly lining it up. I'm going in the middle first and then take it over to the one side. Oops, that's not lined up. And it really, I like for it to be exact because the way the ribbon's gonna go through, I just, nice and uniformed. Okay, so we're done with that. Put that out of the way. I don't think we're going to need it. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to feed the ribbon through. Now, again, I'm not a quilter, but this is used to thread needles, and bought a pack of these. I don't even know where I got them. Somewhere online. And I just found that it works really well. So I'm going to flip it over because I want to feed, I think I'm doing this right. I want to feed through here first. So I'm going to use my little threader here. Oops. And just feed this through the loop, push, bring it through, and there we go. Okay. So, so now I'm in the middle. So now pick either side, doesn't matter which side. I want to go ahead and feed it through this way. Now this is the inside, okay? Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys. So feed that through the loop and bring it through. And you want to go ahead and straighten your ribbon. You don't want necessarily it twisted up, so just go ahead and take your time to do that. All right, so now we're back to the back, okay? So now what I want to do is take this end. I think you guys are in. I want to take this end and bring it all the way over to here. Did I do that right? Yeah, and feed that through. If not, I'm going to stop this video and redo it. But I think I'm okay. All right, so feed that through that little loop. Bring it through. And just try to get rid of all the little twists. Yep, we're good. That way. Oop, it's twisted. Just take your time with it. Don't get flustered with it because you're working with the ribbon. All right, so now what we want to do is take it back through the middle. And this is really where this threader really comes in handy, I think. If you guys can get through putting the ribbon through, great. Kudos to you guys. I am not that person. All right. So there we go, the inside, and this is the back. So let me flip it right side up so we know what we're doing. I'm going to put this away because it's really hard to see when you lose it. All right, I think we're done with that. Okay, so now I've got a piece going all the way across, and I've got these two that I fed through. So what you want is to make sure that the pieces that you fed through are on both sides. Or on one on each side of that center piece, okay? So I don't necessarily have it even. I don't know if that's going to matter. You want it kind of snug, not like too snug because we are working with paper, right? So go ahead and tie, regular tie, like you're going to do a bow, right? And then I don't have this even, but that's all right. I think I give more than enough ribbon to do this. You don't need a whole lot. So I make a big loop, super big loop as I'm pulling, right? Pulling tight. I'm going to pull just a little bit just to tighten it even more. Okay, now this side looks good. I'm going to go ahead and cut that up. Probably had I evened it up, I probably would have been all right. All right, there's that. So what I would do, I'm not going to do it now because I want to go ahead and start decorating. You take these off. I would put a little bit of glue on that knot and underneath so that it stays in place. And that's exactly what I did here. You'll be able to feel more stiffness, and that'll help prevent the kids from pulling it apart because you know they're going to want to. All right, so there we go. This is the front, flipping it through. We are ready to start. Oh, I got that twisted, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. I think I'm all right with that. I will be okay with that. I'm going to have to be okay with that, right? I may undo it off camera, but if it really bothers me, but I think by the time it's decorated, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's work on the second most important thing, which is going to be this band, okay? So bear with me with it when I explain. This is something she explained, and it made perfect sense. Because this is constantly opened and closed, there's going to be some wear, right? Wear and tear. So what she did is right in here, this piece right in here, it is, I think it's 2 or 3 layers. She folded it. She made basically an accordion fold and glued the piece down so that is really sturdy. And I thought that was a great idea. So that's what we're going to do on this band. So I already have this band scored. This is a 7 1/2 by 2 inch band, and you're going to score at 6, 6 1/4, 6 1/2, and 6 3/4. Okay, and you want to go ahead and create that accordion fold. I just go one direction. It's just the way I do it. Let me get it because my paper's sliding around. And just give it a really good burnish. Now, I indicated ahead of time which side I was going to glue because I didn't want to fumble on camera. I might still fumble, who knows? But it won't be because I didn't mark it, right? All right, so I just have it all folded, and I'm creating the accordion. All right, so it's like that. You guys can see it, right? Okay, so I indicated what side I'm going to glue. All right, so I think you guys can see my words glue. So first, let's see, am I doing this first? Am I doing this? Hang on a second. And then it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side you glue first. All right, so on this side, from your left, I'm sorry, from your right, the first glue, the first score, and the second score, you're going to put some glue. I think you guys can see where my word glue is, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. You can use tear and tape. I would not use regular Stampin' Seal adhesive because the width is not, it's smaller, narrow than the width of the Stampin' Seal. Your tear and tape, if you've got the real thin tear and tape, that would work too. But I just like glue. I'm just a fan of glue. All right, so next will be this one where it says glue. So on the left, if you're facing the left, it's the second width of the quarter. I hope that made sense. It's so hard to describe sometimes. I'm more of a visual person, so I'm going to fold that down just like so. Give it a good... I'm pressing really, really hard. I don't want to use my fingers because I'll probably get burns, paper burns on my index fingers. All right, so there we go. So it's going to actually be this way. Is that right? Did I do that right? I think I did that right. This way. Yep, it's this way. So it's going to look like this. So this part, oh, no, I did that wrong. Did I do that wrong? I may have done that wrong. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Now I'm doubting myself. Okay, guys, I think I glued it wrong. I ended up tearing it apart, and I can't really use it again because I tore the paper because the glue is so good. So I'm going to start all over again. So the first part that we glued, that is correct, okay? So it's going to look like this, all right? Hopefully you guys came up to this part before actually gluing it. So now what we want is we want the back of this to be glued so it's like this, because we want the seam reinforced. And I think what I did is I went this way instead of this way. All right, so we want it like that. So I'm gonna put this down. So here we are, we're good. This is gonna be the back of the flap, right? This is gonna be the front, and we want to reinforce this. So we want to put glue here. And I think I glued the wrong direction, I think. I don't know. But it was too late to recover using the original one. So I thought, well, let me just do another one here. Hopefully I did not mess you guys up. Get glue. Okay, so now I think I did it right. And there we go. Yeah, that's what we want. Just like that. Let me put my glue back on. Okay, so I apologize if I messed you guys up. But you can see how that is. All right, so now what we want to glue this. Let me go ahead and glue it now. So you want to glue just the back, like so. Now you can't see it here because I reinforced it with another piece of DSP, but you want to find the middle and you want to bump it up just like that. All right, so let me find the middle. 3 and 3 on each side, right? So I want to, so it's 1 inch. I need to bring it down just a smidgen. There we go. Now here, you know, some people say it doesn't need to be exact. I would like for it to be exact. Just because of where the magnet's going to be, I think it plays an important role in being pretty much centered. And you want to bring it over and give it a good burnish. Now this is regular cardstock, so it is a little bit thicker than the two-tone. Most of the colored cardstock that I'm going to go through on this folio, I actually used two-tone. I very rarely did I use the regular cardstock on this one. Okay, so here we go. Looking good. All right, so it's going to be like this. So let's go ahead and finish working with the band. All right, now here, under here, is a magnet. Now, my recommendation, I only have one size magnet. If there is a larger one, like the size of maybe a dime, that would work. This is fine. It's just I've got to be aware of how many layers I'm putting so that the magnet will actually stay. I'm close. I mean, I can feel it. There is resistance, but I can, again, I'm giving this to a kid. So it needs to be built. It needs to be built tough. All right, so here we go. So I want to put the magnet first. Put this in here. So I'm going to put it, I'm going to put the DSP first and then the magnet, and I'm going to put this socker underneath, on top of the magnet, if that makes sense. So let me bring over that DSP. I left myself a note for a magnet. So you're going to need 2 pieces of DSP for the band, the top band, and then you don't have to decorate it, but I have it, so may as well decorate it. So that's why I called out 2, and it measures 6 by 1 3/4. So again, 2 of them. Okay, so I'm still going to leave my note for a magnet because I might forget. I am like that. I'm going to do a number on that side like I did here. I think you guys can. So I'm going to use that one just because the numbers are going that direction. So let me go ahead and glue this one down. And that is from edge to edge with a little bit of a gap. Let's see. Go it this way. All right. I'll probably decorate a couple of the pages and then probably stop the video because I'm sure this is already long. And I just think this is the most important part. Okay, so before I put the magnet on there, let me go ahead and put this on this back side so I don't lose it. Now I think what I'm going to do after I get this one done, what I'm thinking about doing, I don't know which child is going to get which layout, which folio. This one sticks out just a little bit. Let me trim off just a little bit. I probably could have kept it, but I notice it. May as well fix it. What I was saying is what I may end up doing, because I always go back once I've added pictures and whatnot, is possibly on this band, I've got the real thin die, alphabet die. Alamode, I think is what it's called, and actually put their name maybe in black. I think that's what I'm going to do, because you'll be able to see their name. I thought that would really be a nice touch for them, so I probably will do that. Okay, so now we are ready to put the magnet. Now, on this side, magnets here, I need a magnet here, and it's about right in here. So you want to make sure you put the magnet before you actually decorate this side. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let me get my magnet out. And again, this is a small one. I probably would have gone a little bit bigger. Had I, had it here, I think I would have. It would have been just a little bit stronger. And then I would not have had to worry about it. So taking the backing off, and there is a positive and a negative. There are actually two there. I'm going to put it down. Let's see where I want it. I'm going to put it down about right in here. I think about right in there. Press down really hard. Now this is where, before I take the backing off of this one, this top one where the X is going to adhere to this side. So before you close it, you just need to make sure before you actually close it that it is, everything's all even, okay? So you want to pay attention to this. You don't want it flat because then it's going to keep missing the magnet. So you want to pop this up just a little bit. All right, just like that. I think you guys can see that, okay? All right, going in. And this is one thing, I don't know if you guys have worked with magnets before, but once it's down, it's really difficult to pull up without doing some sort of damage. All right, so we are looking good. And point of no return. There we go. Yeah, that feels really good. All right, so there we go. So now we can finish decorating, okay? So here's a good start where we are. That's a good snap. All right, so let's go ahead and let's finish this band, right? So what I have done is anything that required die cutting, I went on and die cut it ahead of time. Anything that needs stamping, we'll go through the stamping because, this is a stamping company, right? And we'll go through all that. And hopefully I did this correctly, that I actually did some off-camera die cutting of those items that I stamped, okay? So here we're going to do the soccer ball. And I have a pile of trash here. Let me put this over here because I think we're done with the measurements. And let's see, memento. And these stamps beautifully. I'm really pleased with how the image comes out. I think they did a great job with capturing it. All right, so we're going to do the soccer ball, which is right here, okay? So let me go ahead and ink that up. And I'm not sure if I used the same, I've got several of these mementos. One was really inked up and one wasn't, so I'm not sure which one I grabbed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stamp that like that. And I love the image of it. It's just beautiful. I love how that worked out. Clean my stamp. Okay, and we'll go ahead and die cut that. And then, which is right here. And I'm going to pop it up with, probably going to use mini dots and pop it up right there and have that hanging out like so. Probably, I think here I did dimensionals. I did small dimensionals around here. The magnet's not quite as thick as the foam dimensionals, but I think I ended up adding just like 1 or 2 on each side just for stability. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put 3 though. I'll do like a triangle. You probably could get away with not doing anything, but again, you know, it's going to kids. So I just try to keep that in mind when I'm doing that. And then I'm going to put a mini dot on top. I do have a larger mini dot, but I think this will be fine. I'll probably put 2 because it's sticking to me. We'll put another one. I'd hate for that to peel off. But there we go. Pretty sticky mini dots. All right. Oops. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that. Let's go this way. Like so. There we go. All right. That's it on the band. And then, you know, like I said, I'll probably end up putting their name there. Okay, so let's finish this up since we've got the magnet right here. So let me bring those over. Let's see. Front. And we didn't decorate the front. I might get to the front after we do page 1 and 2. But since we're here, I want to go ahead and finish covering up that. So here's my all my little pieces of paper. All right, so here we go with what I have. So on this side, again, like I said, I already did some die cutting. I did the die cutting of the soccer. And there's a banner right here. So we're going to do the same thing. And then the grass, which is great about this die, is you can make your grass as short or as tall as you want. So I just guessed at that length. And then this is my scrap for my shirt. And again, I left myself reminders, right? This is the one that requires the magnet. So this one, again, is the two-tone. Now, I'll have my colors listed on my blog, but I consider this page 1, and that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and we're going to adhere that flat. I think for photos, I think I did everything flat except one side. And then over here on page 2, this is going to measure 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. And honestly, I have no idea why I did two measurements. They could be the same. I'm not quite sure what my thought process was behind doing 2 of them, but that's what it ended up doing, and I wasn't going to argue with myself when I realized I did it 2 different sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that flat. Let's get some stuff out of the way. Again, I hope this is not confusing. Now, with the two-tone, you know, you have a light side and your dark side. I think I tended to pick the lighter side of the Daffodil Delight. But again, you know, you guys do whatever you need to. Now, here I would put a little bit glue down there just around. It's just a habit. I don't know that it would really matter in this case, but I always put extra glue around the magnet. So I'm going to go ahead and center that, glue that flat. Now I want to have room to put a picture down in there, so I'm just going to put dimensionals right down here at the bottom. And I'm going to use my small ones because they tend to fit the best. And I hope I have enough. Whoops, knock everything over. Hopefully I have enough of these small dimensionals here. I think I will. But I'm just putting those, and I'll show you here. I don't know if I'm off camera or not, but I will show it to you. And I tend to put a lot because there's going to be a picture inserted, and I just want to make sure that everything is done evenly. Oh, I just have a mess over here off camera with my dimensionals. Okay, so you can see how that is, right? Okay. Well, this is being videotaped in the afternoon, and sunset's behind us, and it's coming through this window. I'm loving it. I don't know if it's messing up the videotaping, but I'm enjoying it. All right, I'm definitely off camera. So I'm just going to put it right at the bottom and just line it up. Right, smack on, whoops, smack on the edge. There we go. And you can tell I'm able to insert a picture with no problem. Okay, so then to finish up, where did it go? To finish up this side, I'm just going to adhere. I'm just going to put some glue right here. I'm making sure not to put glue on the entire thing, or else it'll tape. It'll glue down flat and you won't be able to insert your picture. So easiest thing to do is just put some glue down here. Just kind of guess where you want it, and then just pop it up. There we go. All right, we are done. Let's make sure we're done on the left side. So let's just make sure everything closes well. We got the magnet there and magnet there. Yep, I can feel it. It's my weather radio going off, which I guess we're going to get some storms. Okay, so we're done with that. So let's move on to page 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue this flat. Again, I'm not sure what my thought process was by doing a different measurement. And I'm going to do the dark side up, but that is personal preference. All right. And let's see here. I cannot hear my weather radio, but the sun's shining, so I guess I should be okay for a little bit. All right. And then I'm just going to glue that flat. Now, there is one thing I do want to just tell you about. I'm not cautioning you. It's just when you decorate each of the pages, like this one goes all the way over, that when it's closed, you're able to see it. Just like right in here, I have something inserted, and it's going to stick out. If that bothers you, just be aware of it. It doesn't bother me because, to me, I think that's what adds to it. This is a surprise element. So, okay, so we need to do some stamping. We need to do the shirt, and we need to do the Let's Kick It. So let me bring over those things to do. And I hope that I have that one already cut. I thought I did, but maybe not. Do we see it? I'm not seeing it. Well, we'll see. All right, so let's do this one. We're going to do the jersey. Where's my shirt? This is another one that stamps beautifully. I love the fact that they've did the shirt, and you can actually color it any color you want. You can do partial shading, use different cardstock. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use, I think, the lighter side. Don't have to, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp that up. Oops. Nice even press. And you want to wait, since I'm working with two-tone, wait, this is long just because I'm talking, but just keep it down on the paper, just, you know, a little bit longer than what you typically do. And it does take a little bit extra seconds to dry. So just be aware of that when you're working with the two-tone. It takes a little bit longer for the ink to absorb into the paper. Okay, so we've got that. Now we want to do the Let's Kick It. And I used Shaded Spruce for that one. Let me bring that over. And that is from the, I don't know which photo. I was going to say photopolymer, but this is rubber stamp. So it has to be the Let's Wander. All right, so line that up. Hopefully I did that straight. Looking good. All right. So we're done with that. Bring that. All right, so got this. So we are done with that. I'm going to bring this over since I did cut it. This is ready. Make some room here. All right, so what I want to do, like I did here in this, I put dimensionals like right smack on the edge and left this so that you can insert a photo. Now I probably could have put dimensionals here because I've got all of this, so your photo would only be about right here, whatever that measurement is, all the way down. But I wasn't sure what I was doing when I put this together, so I just decided just to put the dimensionals on the side. So I'm going to do the same thing because I think I did it on the other two albums because I really wasn't sure how I was going to put this together. And that is one thing with me, is when I put photo albums together, I may add embellishments right away. Most of the time I don't. And then as I'm adding photos, I always go back and add to it. It's just something I do. And I just find that that works good for me. And I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals too and have that at an angle. I'll probably put 3. I guess I ended up using little dimensionals, all the minis on this album. I don't know. It kind of makes sense that I would have. So I'm just going to put that at an angle, kind of tuck that in so you can see it. And I will go back afterwards. I'm not going to put the stars yet. I'll just go back, but just know that I did put one there. Okay, so that is page 1 and page 2. Super easy. Okay, so I should have started with page 1 for the cover page, so let's go back to that. And again, guys, I apologize. This is new to me, so my sequence of order is a little crazy, but let's go ahead and do the cover. So let me bring that over. Let me bring all those little pieces over that I have, and let's see what we got, okay? And I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this particular photo album, and I hope this inspires you guys to make one, no matter what theme. So the outside, again, this is the two-tone Daffodil Delight. It measures 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and you probably cannot tell, but this is embossed. It's an old embossing that just gives the texture. I don't remember the name of it, but it's one of my favorites. Again, I've got that grass, and again, you can do different widths. So I did it even a little bit taller than what I have here. I have scrap paper. We're going to do a stamping there. And I did do that. I did do die cutting already for the 2 cones. And this is scrap to stamp. And then the net is done in the basic beige. I just thought that toned it down with so much white. Okay, so let's see what I need to bring over is, I think, just the black. Oh, and the soccer ball. Okay. So let's see what we got here. I need to bring over black. Let's put that over there. Bring over my piercing mat. So I need the soccer ball, I need the shirt, and I need the flag. Shirt, flag, and soccer ball. All right, let's do soccer ball first. It's over here. So again, just inking that up. Nice even press. Ooh, that turned out so pretty. Absolutely love it. I love when a stamped image does beautifully. All right, let's do the shirt. Let me do this upside down. You know, sometimes when stamps are large, it's easier to use your ink pad to ink up the image instead of the image inking. So let's see, I'm gonna go crooked. Nice, even. Beautiful. I love how they put the lines on this image. They did a great job. All right, next is the flag. Oh, the flag's in green. Where's my green? Here we go. Flag's in green. I almost did it in white, but it would have worked, I guess. All right, ink that up. Pretty. I love shaded spruce. It's a pretty color. It's a very rich color. All right, I think we're done stamping. All right, so let's put that over there. Let's bring out what I did. So here, I think I mentioned it. Apologize if I didn't. Apologize if I'm repeating. I just used my Granny Apple blends and just did the outline of the shirt on that one. All right, so I need to move that so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's assemble this thing. Now, I would assemble it. I did it flat. Yeah, I tend to do, let me make sure. No, I did dimensionals. I did the image flat, and then I put dimensionals on this, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the light side. So let me put this together, and we are going to do like so, and then the grass will be on top. It's going to hang over, and I'm good with it hanging over, and then I'll go ahead and trim that up. All right, so let me go ahead and glue this netting down. Now the net, to glue it down, what I found the easiest was just do the outer and spot the net itself just randomly, but make sure you do the outside. And just like a dot, just to make sure it's not going anywhere anyways. All right. I'm so focused. Hopefully most of this is in camera. All right, so I'm going to go up about right in there. This net fits perfectly going across. If you end up making it longer or smaller, I think it'll work fine if the net hangs over the card base. I don't think that's going to look bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that flat, and I'm not going to put glue on the spiked part of the grass because I want to tuck in that soccer ball. So I'm just doing the edge of it, just like so. Oops, there we go. A little bit more, there we go. And then get my scissors, trim off the excess. Oop, almost grab the yellow and cut it. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, looking good so far. All right, so next is going to be, let's do the soccer ball. since I want to tuck that in, I want to tuck it in like that, and I'm okay with it hanging over. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. I leave room on the outer because I want to tuck in, I don't know if you can see it, but I want to tuck in that flag. So tuck that in like so. That will work. And then like that, right? Put him like that. Do again, flat. You could pop it up. There's nothing that says that you can't. I'm actually surprised I popped that up, but it feels like I put quite a bit of dimensionals, so it's probably not going anywhere. And then, oops, it's stuck. Going to do that, and then that, like so. So let me do this one first. Do it like that. A little bit of glue. I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, I'll put the stars later when afterwards, and then this one I want to tuck in the flag under the ball. Oh, come on now. I can't get it. There we go. Just a little bit there. All right, that is the front. So let me go ahead and put dimensionals, and I'm going to use the large ones, and I'm going to put quite a bit. I know you've seen other demonstrators that do scrapbooking and that have come from close to my heart. And when they use dimensionals, they use a lot like that. To me, that is over the top, but considering where it's going and who it's going to, it's probably not enough. I probably need to add more, but I'm all right with this. I think it's going to be just fine. I always smiled when I watched them keep adding the dimensionals. Just never dreamed about that. That's sticky. It's hard to tell with this lighting if the backing's off on these. Okay, let's not do this upside down. There we go. All right, I'm just going to put that in the middle. There we go. Love it. All right, that's looking good. All right, so we've got the front done. We've got 1 and 2. Probably do this one, 3 and 4 maybe. And then I'll probably stop. 3 and 4, yeah, I think let's do 3 and 4. Okay, so that's what this one is. I do have different color paper, but on this one we're going to do a flap, so to speak, and then just I don't know what we're going to do here, but we need to do some stamping. So let me bring over 1, 2, page 3 and 4. Yeah, and I think that's going to be a good place to stop, because there's lots of little things here. I think that will be, again, I don't know what my timing is, but I think that will work out. Okay, so you're going to need a piece of two-tone Daffodil Delight that measures 8 by 5.5, and you want to score it at 4. Okay, then I did a cut apart, and I backed it with Daffodil Delight. So if you want to do the same thing, just grab a cut apart and measure about 1/4 inch for your mat. Your what am I calling it? A band measures 1 1/2 by 6, and we're going to stamp that. Then I have a die cut of a trophy. Let's put this over here. We have some scrap here, some scrap, and this whistle. I had some colored linen thread, and it needed something, so I added that to it. I just felt like it was too plain, so I added that. And then this banner measures 1 1/2 by 3 1/4, and it is embossed. Probably hard to tell, but it is embossed, so trust me on that. And then another banner measures 2 by 4 1/4, and I went on and cut the dimensions there to do I call it the fishtail. So now we're going to do some stamping, and because, let's see, am I using two-tone? Because I'm using two-tone, let's go ahead and stamp, and that'll give it a couple seconds extra in order for everything to dry, okay? So let me bring this over so that you guys can see what I'm going to be stamping. So let's start with this band. I'm going to get the cleats and just randomly stamp. Let's go this way. So let me bring over the Memento again. Put up my bone folder. So I'll find it when I need it. What did I say? The cleats. So I just do it randomly. No rhyme or reason. Other than I just make sure one image, which happens to be this one, you can pretty much see that, hey, it's a cleat. So, and you could probably color these if you were using white, but I elected not to. I don't know. This is regular cardstock, so I really didn't have to wait, or do not need to wait for it to stamp, but I could have waited. I could have done this one last, but that's all right. So let's see here. I'll do it that way. All right, so I got my 3. I need to come in that way and like to get a little on the edge. I don't need to, but I like to. There we go. All right, so we'll let that dry. We're done with the cleat stamp. Next is, let me put that over here. Next is the volleyball in the net. It looks like I stamped off on the net. It's ever so light. I don't know if you can probably see it. So let's do the soccer ball first. Do the big image first. And again, just one almost in view. The next not. Let's do this way. Probably not going to be seen, but that's all right. And then a little one over here, just off the page. All right. We're done with that. So let me get the net, which I do not know where the net is. Where is the net? All right. It's hard to see. All right. So it looks like I stamped off. So let me just try that. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Oh yeah, it's stamped off. It almost looks like smoky slate. So you could probably use smoky slate. And just wherever there's a clear spot, I'm talking and not concentrating, so it really doesn't matter. You just want enough to see it, right? There we go. All right, I think that looks good. Oh, I missed a spot right there. There. So there, I think you guys can see that. All right, so we're done with that. Got that banner. That one doesn't need anything. We're good with that. We need to do goal. All right, move that out of the way. All right, so let's bring over goal. And I want to stamp it and then trim it. And then stagger is what I want to do. All right. Here we go. Perfect. think we're done. Oh, the flag. I need the flag. All right. My flag. Hard to see. And stamp that. All right. Let all that dry. And then by the time I get the inks and all that out of the way, it should be ready to do some work. All right, let me put that there so I can see what I'm doing. Put that underneath. Bring this over. So I want, this is a, what side did I stamp on? All right, so this I stamped on the brighter yellow. So I want to make this the light shade of the Daffodil Delight. All right, so let me go ahead and fold and burnish, and I'll fold it back. And I'm using my bone folder like I'm supposed to. And fold it the other way. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna glue that here, like so. And I think what I'm going to do before I glue it, let's just start putting this together, because this has to be way up at the top just in case I go a little over the top. I might have to do some trimming. All right, so we want this to go here and this to go there. The gold we're going to cut up, and my flag. Where's my flag? Here's my flag. There's my flag. All right, we're good. We're looking good, guys. Looking good. All right, so in the whistle, I know my whistle's here. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and do the gluing here first. So I'm just gonna go there. Just gonna go ahead and glue that flat. I think I need a drink here. My water. It's too far away for me to take a sip, but that's all right. All right, so we want this one. That flat. And this. I think this was regular cardstock because I'm not seeing a light in the dark of the shaded spruce. Let's go this way. All right, so I want to put, I know I have it here, the trophy. Kind of a neat looking trophy, I think. Put that there. Everybody with me so far? All right, so the flag, which I just lost. Where's my flag? Here's my flag. My flag's gonna go here with this cute whistle, like so, something like that. All right, let me go ahead and glue him down before I bend the pole of the flag again. Let's see. And let's glue him. I don't know, what do you guys think about me putting that string on the whistle? Does it look goofy? I just felt like it needed something, and I wasn't sure, quite honestly, what to put, other than it just needed something. You know, whistle's always on some sort of chain. So, all right, so what we want to do with the word goal is we want to snip. Oops, I almost got my ribbon snips. We want to snip each of the letters. All right, so I'm going to, they don't have to be exact, but you want to try and get them as straight as you can. They're close together, so just go slow. done with that. All right. So let's see here. We need to spell it out. So I want to go, I don't know, let's go bottom. And spell correctly, Teresa. E-O-A-L. All right. And then just glue them down. Spelled correctly. It would be kind of funny if I did it wrong. Which grandchild would point it out? I think I know who. He would be so nice about it. And then this one. All right. Okay, so now we are ready. Nothing on the inside, right? Okay. So now we're ready to glue whatever page that was. 1, 2, 3. Page 3. I'm just going to glue that down flat. Now, if you don't have a lot of pictures, you know, to put on here, you can certainly decorate the inside when you're opening this. But I needed pictures. I know I'm going to need pictures. They're very good about taking pictures. All right, there's that side. All right, this side. Almost done, guys. All right, so I'm just going to kind of wing it, center it, and I'm just putting a little bit of glue here and here because I want to make sure that there's enough room to slide that through, and there will be. So just a little bit. Again, you can use tear and tape. That would be a good width to use the tear and tape, but I'm not. I'm glue. Oops. And I would probably stick that in there just so. All right. All right, I think we're at a good stopping point. Let's do a real quick, let me make sure. All right. So, oh, I didn't do the back. Hang on, hang tight with them. Let me do the back. Do I have the back? I may have to cut a piece of paper. I thought I had it. All right, we're gonna wait on that because I'm not seeing it quick enough. Might do that at the start of the second video. Okay, so we've got our front. I think I did everything I was supposed to, other than I need to add stars, embellishments, right? So we've got that one. Then you open it up, you can insert a photo. Open that up, swings that. That opens up. I really like this. I'm glad I did that. And then this slides. All right, and then we'll finish the rest here in just a little bit. Let me clean off my mess, and I will go ahead and do another video. So thank you for tuning in to part 1 of the soccer folio. Again, I'll have all that information down below in my blog as to who it was cased from so you can see what she did. But tune in for part 2. Thanks.